The Leaning Tower of Pisa is one of the most iconic structures in the world, renowned for its unintended tilt. But why does it lean? Is it because of an engineering failure? Aliens, maybe? Well, not aliens, obviously. But let's find that out today. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is instantly recognizable around the world, celebrated as an architectural curiosity and a symbol of medieval ingenuity. Its famously unintended tilt has captured imaginations for centuries, but the reasons behind the lean are firmly rooted in geology and engineering. To understand why the tower tilts, we need to start at its foundation, literally. Construction of the tower began in 1173 in the city of Pisa, then a thriving maritime republic in what is now Italy. The site chosen for the cathedral complex, including the tower, was on the Piazza dei Miracoli, a flat area near the Arno River. Beneath the surface lies a layer of soft soil composed of clay, fine sand, and deposits from ancient riverbeds. This sedimentary mix is highly compressible, meaning it cannot support heavy structures uniformly. In other words, the ground was simply not well suited to bear the weight of a tall stone tower. The tower itself was designed to be 8 stories tall, with a height of about 56 meters, or roughly 183 feet. Even in the 12th century, this represented a significant engineering challenge. The builders laid a foundation only about 3 meters deep, which today seems extraordinarily shallow for a building of this size. At the time, however, this was a typical practice. Soon after construction began, the uneven settling of the foundation became evident. By the time the builders reached the 3rd floor, around 1178, the tower had already begun to lean slightly. The soft soil compressed more on one side than the other, causing the tilt that would define the tower for centuries. Rather than halting construction, the medieval engineers adapted their plans. In a remarkable, albeit unintentional display of ingenuity, they began to compensate for the tilt by constructing the upper floors with one side taller than the other. This adjustment created a subtle curve in the tower as it rose, giving it a slight banana shape when viewed from the side. It was a compromise, a way to continue construction without immediately addressing the complex problem beneath the foundation. Yet, it also contributed to the tower's unique and now iconic appearance. Construction of the tower was not continuous. Wars, economic difficulties, and political turmoil caused multiple long interruptions, sometimes lasting decades. These pauses inadvertently allowed the underlying soil to settle further, reducing the immediate risk of catastrophic collapse. When construction resumed, engineers continued to adjust the upper stories, but the tilt persisted and slowly increased over the centuries. By the 14th century, the tower had reached its final height, still noticeably leaning. The tilt has never been merely aesthetic. Over time, engineers and architects recognized the potential danger posed by the unstable soil and the shallow foundation. In the late 20th century, careful measurements revealed that the tilt had increased to more than 5 degrees. While visually striking, this angle placed significant stress on the structure. The question became not just how the tower leaned, but whether it could continue to stand safely for future generations. Scientists and engineers have studied the soil composition in detail, confirming that the primary cause of the lean is uneven compression of the soft subsoil. The clay layers beneath the tower are particularly susceptible to water content, and seasonal changes in groundwater levels can exacerbate the tilt. In addition, historical earthquakes in the region may have contributed to minor shifts, although these events were not the primary cause. Modern geotechnical studies show that the soil under one side of the tower has compacted more than under the other, creating the asymmetry that has defined the structure for nearly 900 years. Understanding the reasons behind the tilt provides not only insight into medieval construction practices, but also illustrates the complex interplay between architecture and geology. It also sets the stage for the modern interventions that would eventually stabilize the tower and allow it to continue leaning safely rather than collapsing. In the next segment, we will explore the engineering solutions that preserved this global icon and how scientists managed to halt its progression while maintaining the lean that makes it so distinctive. By the late 20th century, the Leaning Tower of Pisa had become a global icon, not just for its distinctive tilt, but also for the engineering challenge it presented. The tilt had increased to approximately 5.5 degrees, raising serious concerns about the tower's stability and the potential risk of collapse. In response, Italian authorities initiated a comprehensive stabilization project aimed at preserving this historic monument. In 1990, the tower was closed to the public due to safety concerns. Engineers and conservationists from around the world convened to devise a strategy that would reduce the tilt without compromising the tower's structural integrity or historical value. After extensive research and analysis, a multidisciplinary committee was formed to oversee the stabilization efforts. The primary method employed was known as under-excavation. This technique involved the controlled removal of small amounts of soil from beneath the north side of the foundation. By carefully extracting soil, engineers induced a gradual settlement of the tower's high side, effectively reducing its tilt. This approach was chosen for its minimal impact on the surrounding environment and its compatibility with the tower's preservation requirements. Before commencing the under-excavation, a series of preliminary tests were conducted to assess the soil conditions and predict the tower's response to the proposed intervention. These tests included drilling boreholes, monitoring groundwater levels, and constructing a scale model of the tower to simulate various scenarios. The data gathered from these tests informed the development of a detailed plan that would allow for precise control over the amount of soil removed and the rate of settlement. The under-excavation process was carried out in stages, with each phase carefully monitored to ensure the tower's stability. Engineers used a network of instruments to measure the tilt, settlement, and stresses within the structure. Adjustments were made as needed to maintain the desired rate of settlement and prevent any adverse effects on the tower's integrity. In addition to under-excavation, several other techniques were employed to enhance the tower's stability. In 1993, approximately 600 tons of lead weights were added to the north side of the foundation. These weights, placed via a removable concrete ring, helped to counteract the overturning moment caused by the tilt, further reducing the risk of collapse. This temporary measure was instrumental in stabilizing the tower during the more invasive under-excavation process. By 2001, the stabilization project had successfully reduced the tower's tilt to approximately 3.97 degrees, a significant improvement from the earlier 5.5 degrees. The tower was reopened to the public, and ongoing monitoring continues to ensure its long-term stability. The success of this intervention has been hailed as a remarkable achievement in geotechnical engineering and a testament to the importance of preserving cultural heritage. However, the stabilization efforts did not end with the reopening of the tower. Engineers and conservationists remain vigilant, conducting regular inspections and employing advanced technologies to monitor the tower's condition. These ongoing efforts aim to detect any early signs of movement or distress, allowing for prompt intervention if necessary. The Leaning Tower of Pisa stands today not only as a marvel of medieval architecture, but also as a symbol of modern engineering ingenuity. Its preservation underscores the delicate balance between maintaining historical authenticity and ensuring structural safety. The lessons learned from the tower's stabilization continue to inform conservation practices worldwide, offering valuable insights into the challenges of preserving our shared cultural heritage. In the next segment, we will delve into the ongoing monitoring and maintenance strategies that ensure the Leaning Tower of Pisa remains a stable and enduring symbol of Italy's rich history. The Leaning Tower of Pisa's architectural design, while initially a result of unforeseen circumstances, has become a defining feature of the structure. Constructed in the Romanesque style, the tower showcases semicircular arches, robust columns, and decorative arcading, characteristic of medieval European architecture. Its unintended tilt, caused by unstable soil beneath its foundation, led to design adaptations that have influenced architectural approaches to structural stability. For instance, builders added upper floors with one side taller than the other to compensate for the lean, a technique that has been studied in architectural engineering. Culturally, the Leaning Tower of Pisa stands as a symbol of resilience and human ingenuity. Despite its structural challenges, the tower has endured for over 850 years, becoming an emblem of Italy's rich history and architectural heritage. Its inclusion in the UNESCO World Heritage Site designation for the Piazza del Duomo in 1987 further solidified its status as a cultural landmark. The tower's unique appearance continues to attract millions of visitors annually, contributing significantly to Pisa's economy and global recognition. From an engineering perspective, the Leaning Tower of Pisa has provided valuable lessons in structural analysis and preservation. The extensive stabilization efforts undertaken in the late 20th century, which included removing soil from beneath the higher side and adding counterweights, have been studied by engineers worldwide. These interventions demonstrated the importance of understanding soil structure interactions and the need for adaptive strategies in preserving historical structures. The tower's successful stabilization has influenced similar preservation projects globally, serving as a benchmark for engineering practices in heritage conservation. Additionally, the Leaning Tower of Pisa has been the subject of various myths and misconceptions. Contrary to popular belief, the tower's lean was not intentional. It resulted from a combination of unstable foundation soil and inadequate foundation depth. Over the centuries, numerous attempts to correct the tilt were made, some of which inadvertently worsened the situation. It wasn't until modern engineering techniques were applied that the tower's stability was ensured. These efforts highlight the complexities involved in preserving historical monuments and the importance of informed decision-making in conservation practices. In conclusion, the Leaning Tower of Pisa is more than just an architectural anomaly. It is a testament to human perseverance, adaptability, and the continuous pursuit of knowledge. Its enduring presence continues to inspire awe and admiration, offering insights into the challenges and triumphs of architectural and engineering endeavors. Share your thoughts about this magnificent tower in the comments down below. Thanks a ton for watching. Until next time, adios!